Hey t-shirt hustlers, welcome back to DecoNetwork TV. Today, we've got a hot topic that's shaking up the t-shirt printing industry. But first, let's give a big shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles for their impressive victory in Super Bowl 59, trouncing the Kansas City Chiefs with a final score of 40-22. Jalen Hurts was on fire, connecting with Devonta Smith for a stunning 46-yard touchdown pass that had fans on their feet. And let's not forget Cooper DeJean's incredible pick six, showcasing the Eagles' defensive prowess. Now, while the Eagles were scoring big on the field, federal authorities were making some significant plays off the field. In a major crackdown dubbed Operation Team Player, U.S. officials seized nearly $40 million worth of counterfeit sports merchandise leading up to the Super Bowl. That's over 214,000 fake items, including jerseys, hats, and memorabilia. It's crucial to stay vigilant and ensure that we're producing and selling genuine, high-quality items. Speaking of quality, if you're looking to streamline your production process and ensure top-notch results, DecoNetwork software has got you covered. From managing orders to handling designs, our platform is designed to meet the unique needs of the t-shirt printing industry. To learn more, scan the QR code on your screen or click the DecoNetwork link in the description below. This massive counterfeit bust wasn't just about a few knockoff jerseys being sold out of the trunks of cars. We're talking about an international black market operation with fakes coming in from overseas, primarily China and other regions with loose intellectual property enforcement. U.S. Customs and Border Protection, CBP, along with Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, led the charge, working closely with the NFL and major sports leagues to track down and seize fake gear before it could flood the market. What's wild is that these counterfeits have gotten so good that they're nearly indistinguishable from the real thing at first glance. High-quality embroidery, well-stitched logos, and even replica NFC championship patches. It's all there. But the real problem? These fake jerseys are often made with subpar materials, bad dyes, and cheap stitching that falls apart after a few washes. That's bad news for fans who think they're scoring a deal, and even worse news for legitimate decorators who put in the work to create high-quality, officially licensed apparel. And it's not just about quality, it's about legality. Selling counterfeit goods is a serious offense that can result in massive fines and even jail time. Just last year, authorities charged several individuals with trafficking fake sports merchandise, some facing up to 10 years behind bars. It's a reminder that while the temptation to buy or resell knockoffs at a fraction of the price might seem like an easy way to make a quick buck, it's a legal minefield that can sink a business overnight. Beyond the legal risks, the counterfeit market also creates a dangerous situation for licensed printers and decorators who play by the rules. When fakes flood the market, legitimate businesses lose sales, brands take a hit, and customers get burned. And let's not forget that these counterfeits don't go through the same compliance testing as licensed gear. That means potential safety hazards from toxic inks, unregulated fabrics, and production environments that completely bypass labor laws. The NFL, along with major brands like Nike, Adidas, and Fanatics, continues to ramp up enforcement efforts, but it's an uphill battle. Every year, counterfeiters find new ways to evade detection, from setting up pop-up websites that vanish overnight to using social media marketplaces to push fake goods directly to unsuspecting buyers. The problem isn't going away anytime soon, and as decorators, it's something we need to keep an eye on. If there's one takeaway from this massive bust, it's that the sports apparel industry is more than just printing shirts and slapping on a logo. It's a high-stakes business where intellectual property protection is critical. Whether you're a small shop or a large-scale operation, staying informed about counterfeit trends and making sure your supply chain is rock solid is more important than ever. Now, let's talk about how the counterfeit crackdown affects the future of sports merchandising and what it means for print shops like yours. The ripple effect of counterfeit merchandise goes far beyond just the big-name brands losing out on sales. For legitimate print shops, it means dealing with customers who become skeptical about pricing, quality, and authenticity. When fake jerseys flood the market at ridiculously low prices, it creates unrealistic expectations. You've probably had customers walk in, show you a knockoff they bought online, and ask why you can't match that price. The answer is simple: because real businesses have real costs. Licensed decorators pay for high-quality materials, fair labor, official licenses, and legitimate artwork. Counterfeiters, they cut corners at every turn. That's why their jerseys fall apart, why their ink cracks after a few washes, and why their business practices often go hand in hand with tax evasion and unethical labor. It's frustrating to compete against an underground industry that doesn't play by the same rules. But it's also a sign of just how valuable custom apparel is. If there wasn't such high demand, these fakes wouldn't exist. Another big issue is the damage this does to the overall reputation of the garment decoration industry. Customers who get burned by counterfeits might assume that all print shops are sketchy, leading them to distrust small businesses, even ones that are doing everything by the book. If someone buys a fake jersey at a flea market only to have the stitching unravel in a week, they might assume that all custom-printed apparel is low quality. That means every time a counterfeit sale happens, it's not just hurting the big brands, it's hurting the credibility of the industry as a whole. And let's not forget about online marketplaces. Amazon, eBay, and social media platforms are flooded with sellers pushing counterfeit gear. Some listings even steal product images from legitimate brands, making it nearly impossible to tell what's real and what's not until it arrives in the mail. The problem is so bad that brands have had to develop AI-powered detection systems to find and remove these fake listings before they can scam customers. But even with all that tech, the counterfeiters keep coming back, using different seller names and new tactics to stay ahead of the game. For small and mid-sized print shops, the best defense is education. Knowing how to spot a counterfeit, understanding the legal risks of using unlicensed designs, and making sure your supply chain is airtight are all critical steps. It's also important to educate customers, especially those who might not realize the difference between officially licensed gear and bootlegs. When someone comes in asking for a batch of jerseys with a team logo, it's on you to make sure they understand what's legal and what's not. Even accidental copyright infringement can lead to major fines. And the last thing any print shop needs is a cease and desist letter from the NFL or Nike. The big question now is, what happens next? Counterfeiting isn't going away, but crackdowns like this one send a message that authorities are taking it seriously. As long as there's demand for sports merchandise, there will always be fakes trying to undercut the real thing. But for those of us who care about quality, authenticity, and running a legit business, staying ahead of the curve is the best way to protect both our work and our customers. Counterfeiters are getting more sophisticated, enforcement is ramping up, and customers are becoming more aware of the risks of buying fakes. The best thing print shops can do is focus on what sets them apart: quality, integrity, and craftsmanship. Because at the end of the day, customers who care about getting the real deal will always choose businesses that put in the effort to do things the right way. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about how you can make sure your print shop stays ahead of these counterfeit trends while keeping your business running smoothly. One of the biggest challenges counterfeit merchandise creates for legitimate print shops is price perception. Customers who don't understand the difference between bootleg jerseys and authentic, properly produced apparel often assume that all t-shirts and jerseys should cost as little as the knockoffs they find online. They walk into a shop expecting high-quality, custom-printed apparel for $20 because that's what they saw on a sketchy website that doesn't even have a customer service number. This kind of misinformation makes it harder for legitimate decorators to justify their pricing. A real, high-quality, custom-printed jersey, one that follows licensing rules, uses quality materials, and is printed with precision, costs more because there's actual labor, expertise, and legal compliance involved. Knockoff operations don't care about any of that. They use the cheapest possible fabrics, unregulated dyes, and low-wage, sometimes illegal labor to drive costs down. They're not just undercutting print shops on price, They're also misleading consumers into thinking that all custom apparel should be dirt cheap. Beyond pricing, counterfeits create serious legal headaches for print shops, especially smaller ones that might not fully understand copyright laws. Some customers will come in with a high-resolution image of an NFL logo and ask for a batch of shirts or jerseys. They don't realize or don't care that this is illegal without proper licensing. The risk? If a shop prints and sells unlicensed sports gear, they could face thousands of dollars in fines or even get shut down completely. This is where decorators need to be extra careful. Some shops have learned the hard way that doing a favor for a customer can backfire when they get hit with a cease and desist letter, or worse, a lawsuit. The NFL, NBA, MLB, and major sports brands like Nike and Adidas have entire teams of lawyers dedicated to cracking down on counterfeit merchandise. They track sales, monitor online listings, and even conduct undercover stings at print shops suspected of printing fake team gear. If they catch a shop producing unlicensed apparel, it's not just a slap on the wrist, it's serious legal trouble. Another problem is customer trust. When counterfeits flood the market and people start associating cheap, poorly made jerseys with the custom apparel industry, it damages the credibility of legitimate businesses. Customers who get burned by a bootleg jersey that falls apart after 2 washes might hesitate to order custom t-shirts, hoodies, or jerseys from a real print shop. This is especially frustrating for decorators who put in the work to source quality materials, invest in the right equipment, and follow best practices. For shops that focus on high-end custom apparel, counterfeit jerseys also create competition in the worst way. Imagine a customer debating between ordering from a local print shop that takes the time to create custom designs, use quality ink, and produce a durable product, versus a random website selling fake jerseys at half the price. Even though the fake jersey might be garbage, that lower price tag is tempting for many buyers who just don't know better. So, what can print shops do to fight back against counterfeits? First, education is key. The more customers understand about the risks of buying fake jerseys, poor quality, legal issues, and the impact on small businesses, the more likely they are to choose legitimate decorators. Print shops should be upfront about what they can and can't print, making sure customers know that real, high-quality custom apparel is worth the investment. Second, decorators should make sure they're sourcing materials from trusted suppliers. Some counterfeit operations don't just sell fake finished jerseys. They also distribute blank garments that look like the real deal, but are actually low-quality fakes. Working with reputable suppliers ensures that the products being printed on are the real thing. Finally, print shops should focus on what makes them unique. Counterfeiters can mass-produce knockoff jerseys, but they can't offer the level of customization, quality control, and customer service that a real print shop can. By emphasizing craftsmanship, attention to detail, and personalized service, decorators can set themselves apart from the counterfeit market. If you're serious about running a successful print shop and want tools that can help you streamline orders, manage production, and ensure top-tier quality, then check out DecoNetwork. Our software is designed for garment decorators, helping you stay organized, avoid costly mistakes, and produce high-quality custom apparel that customers love. Scan the QR code on your screen or click the DecoNetwork link in the description to learn more. That's it for today's episode. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more industry insights, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on this massive counterfeit bust. Have you ever had a customer ask you to print an unlicensed sports logo? Let's talk about it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.